I'm saying the words. Hello, and welcome to the first of a few E3 2018 podcasts with your friends here at PlayStation Unchained. I am your host, Neil Bolt. I am joined by Ben Shillabeer-Hall.
I'm always here.
I'm motioning to you like you're there. It's the VR effect. I'm just motioning to things that aren't really there.
Don't worry, I've done that before. I've been watching people on stream, and I'm like, good night, everyone. I start waving at my phone and realise, oh shit, I'm looking at my phone.
I am also joined by Chris DeVisser.
Hey, what's up?
And Garri Bagdasarov.
Yo, where's my Superman game?
Yes.
It doesn't exist.
That is one of the more pressing issues, I'm sure, we'll come into. That
is the only pressing issue.
As of recording, we are just under an hour since Xbox's conference, which had many relevant things, you know.
Xbox partnered with Sony conference.
Yes, and EA's was yesterday. I mean, it feels like 10 years ago already, because I'm sure that's when it started. Anyway, let's get on, I suppose. Let's go back to tomorrow first. Tomorrow to yesterday. One of those. We can go back to tomorrow if you like. Yeah, what happened in Bethesda?
Man, that Square Enix surprise release of Frontier Mission VR and Chrono Cross 12.
What just happened?
And Legend of the Mana 17. Man, I just couldn't believe that all these games were announced.
That would surely be something. Right, so yesterday was EA Play event, which is now pretty much the kickoff show for E3, and much like a WWE kickoff show, there was nothing of value.
Did you hear that they had a fan fest at the back?
Sure, I did. I also heard people were dying of dehydration because it was so hot. So, but they did have umbrella hats, so small wins, I suppose. Well, I think pretty much everything was either leaked or everything was leaked, actually, now I think about it, because Unravel 2 was the surprise, I suppose, and it came, it was there, and it's out already. Sequel to a very lovely platform game.
£15.99, and it's co-op based.
Yeah, I would have got to it had I not spent most of my money on PSVR this week. So, but yeah.
It also supports. It's also got a free theme.
Of course, buyer beware. It isn't online co-op, so it is only couch co-op.
But remember, with PS4, you do have share play. So
sure, I suppose that would work. Would it? I don't know.
I haven't tested it, so I don't know.
I've tried to test it, but my internet sucks too much for me to do share play for some reason. Apparently, yeah. I don't know.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
I will. I'll run through the announcements, and then, guys, you can pick on things that really bugged you or you were happy about. I'm guessing bugged you is more likely with VAs, but we'll go through some of the stuff that got revealed. As I said, not all that shocking, but we'll do it all the same. So yeah, we mentioned Unravel 2. That's great. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, so I couldn't comment on if it's actually good. Battlefield 5 had gameplay. It looks like more Battlefield, but World War II. But it's destructible environments, Battle Royale, that's coming. FIFA 19 announced it has the Champions League license, which we see all coming. Apparently that's their feature, though, this year. The fact that they have a license that Konami had for 10 years is their feature. FIFA 18 has gone free on the EA Access and limited trial mode on PS4. Respawn was there to tell you what the title of the game was, not to show you anything about it or anything like that. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is their Star Wars game, which will be a single-player focused game. So
and you play a Jedi.
Yeah. So
I don't even think that counts as a tease.
Something. I don't. Yeah, that pissed me off so much. Why would you announce something if you have nothing? Not even a logo. Show us a logo at least.
I saw the joke going around last night. It wasn't so much a reveal. It was more of a pitch to EA.
That's what it was. It was a pitch. I was like, why are you even there? Like, what is the point of this? Like, it was the most pointless announcement I think I've ever seen at an E3 show. Like, no reason for him to be there at all, in my opinion.
Oh, hi, Tim.
We've been joined by Nunes.
Timothy is here.
Or is he?
Maybe. He's just spying on us. No.
No, that's what I was doing earlier.
Oh, okay.
No, I just wanted that announcement was the most worthless announcement ever. Like, we already know you're working on a Star Wars game, so you told us nothing outside of a title.
No, we know now that it both has Jedis.
And what Star Wars game wasn't going to have Jedis?
And that it takes place between episodes 3 and 4.
And the fact that it has lightsabers.
So does Beat Saber, to be fair, and that's a fair announcement.
That one looks more fun, to be fair, too.
I'm sorry, like, they could have at least shown a logo.
I know, but I think,
because it's a Star Wars game.
We just interviewed the guy sitting in a chair telling you.
It'd be nice if they just gave like some of the advertising they didn't give Titanfall 2. That'd be nice. And to say, here, we made Titanfall 2. Play it.
It's a Star Wars EA game. They don't want to show any logos or images because once they find out it's actually single player, they'll cancel it.
No, it's not going to be only single player. If it was only going to be single player, the Visceral game would have come out. They wouldn't have shut that game down.
Hence why
they canceled it because it was only single
Respawn doesn't want to show it just in case.
It's stupid.
Even though he said single player as well, which is a definite.
It's going to be a 4-player co-op multiplayer game, just like Anthem.
And of course, just in typical EA fashion, Respawn's announcement of their title for Star Wars was trumped by the fact that they then had an announcement for Star Wars Battlefront 2, which it will get the Clone Wars DLC at some point, including General Grievous, which is, I suppose, something.
And Anakin Skywalker's. You can be a moody teenager.
I feel bad for the guy who had to present that. He had to admit that they screwed up, but not blame EA for it.
Yeah. We done fucked up.
But to be fair, no one was going to boo it because they had snipers in case.
Like he essentially had to say, somebody messed up, but it really wasn't us. But he couldn't say that it was EA.
All I know is everyone in the audience had a free £10 Xbox voucher underneath the desk, under the seats.
The desks. How luxurious are these conferences now? Oh, goodness. Okay,
so luxurious people pass out from dehydration, apparently.
Yeah, if they don't get those lovely little umbrella hats.
I wonder if they'll sell those hats on eBay. I kind of want one.
Yeah, of course, Unravel 2 wasn't the only indie game of the year for EA. They announced Sea of Solitude, an EA original, which is a game about loneliness and about how it can turn people into monsters. So.
I want to say that game's good, but at the same time, I think that's the wrong word to say. I think it looks interesting.
It looks interesting. But yes, a game about loneliness that turns people into monsters. Twitter the game. Basically.
Scarborough the game.
You know, you last week I had mentioned that I was absolutely not looking forward to the EA conference. So my expectations were already set so drastically low that when I saw Unravel 2 and this game, Sea of Solitude, I was like, oh, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. This is cool. So even EA exceeded my already, rock bottom expectations with that announcement. And that seems like they're like if they would actually focus more on that type of stuff, they might start to come back as a company, in my eyes, in a lot of people's eyes, I think.
No,
focusing on the indie and
they did fair enough. Yeah, they did fair enough ramp up to 2 this year, and so and one of them was out that day. So I suppose it's slightly better, but
yeah. I mean, hey, hey, take what I can get.
That and the promise of no loot boxes. Wow, EA are practically Jesus Christ at this point.
my thoughts exactly.
But remember, it does have battle boxes, though.
Sure. Sure. Like I said, as much as EA are putting on this very public face of we want to be the good guys of gaming, it's like, apart from the fact that we're underhandedly sort of taking out the competition in our sports genres by bullying licenses out of them.
Oh,
And-
yeah. No,
Yeah, it's
I
like-
wasn't meaning to give them any credit in any of those things. I was just saying, well, at least they're focusing on the exclusives.
They've been doing that since Madden came out.
Oh,
They
yeah.
bought the NFL license completely.
Haven't done it since the Mega Drive.
I think with the FIFA the FIFA PES thing has been the weirdest one because Konami have had that Champions League license for 10 years and still undersold massively compared to FIFA, and yet apparently, they did make it sound like no one had ever had the Champions League license ever before, and this is a brand new thing, and it was just so much legal wrangle trying to get it. It's like,
Look, hey, FIFA's just as corrupt as EA, so they go perfectly together.
I thought the guy on stage was going to fondle that cup, by the way. He looked so enthralled by that cup that I thought he was going to actually hump it halfway through the press conference.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a little lick.
It probably wasn't even the real thing.
It probably wasn't, but that's why he was going to give it a little lick and go, "You're going to be my baby."
So we got then we got the best news, worst news scenario, which was Command and fucking Conquer. It's here.
I
It's
know, new
also-
Commander and Conquer game, yes.
I thought
But-
I didn't. God,
but-
why? Why would you? Why?
But
Why would you even mention it?
Let me get there.
Fuck yeah.
It's
I'm
like,
going to go download it now. Oh, wait there.
well, yes, you can. You can download it right now, Ben. Right now,
Really?
on your mobile phone, in a game
No.
that is very much not Command and Conquer. So yeah, great.
I can tell you now, that game looks exactly like the Paladins game I played in alpha test a long time ago.
So yeah, next year, look forward to Dead Space Tapped Out. That'll be happening.
Oh, Neil, why would you do this to me? It already hurts enough. Would you
Of
put
course.
salt in the wound?
Well, you know-
He's only speaking facts, man. You just got to get used to facts.
I know, the truth hurts.
All I know is I really can't wait for Halo Dokkan Battle.
Neither can I, now that you've mentioned it. Neither can I. Oh, shit, dude.
Anyway, going back to sports, because inevitably, as soon as you've had the somber game about loneliness, you bring on Madden.
The true game of loneliness.
Again, another thing EA just terribly tone deaf with. I remember this with Unravel when it first got announced a few years ago, and straight after that they had the Garden Warfare 2 puppet fucking mascot thing come out and all this crazy stuff. It's like, nice, tender, soft, lovely indie game. Fucking mad zombies! And it's like, yeah, okay. But then it shouldn't be surprising when the guy who's running things behind is an android. Of course, Andrea Wilson being that android. who once again, disappointingly, did not break his programming and join the machine uprising. Anyway,
I become human.
I am super sad though that EA with their big indie initiative thing only showed 2 games from that initiative. Like,
The initiative.
come on, like why couldn't you show one is a sequel to a game you've already done, and another one though looks really good. Like you could have, if you're pushing for this big thing where you're supporting indies, you think you'd do more than just 2 games.
that's obligatory. It's just like a token thing at this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Look, we like indies. Look at us. Look, we love them. Look.
They probably don't like the fact that they're not getting a single penny from them.
well, considering the last guy basically told them to fuck themselves, I'm sure they're probably not that keen on it as they were. But
Go for
yeah, so all the sports stuff happened. NBA Live, yada yada yada.
They forgot hockey though.
Oh yeah, I know. When I did the predictions page initially for it, it's like I listed the sports games that would be there, and I left out NHL, and funnily enough, they did too.
Of course, they're saving that for the Canadian E3.
Well, they showed NBA Live for no reason. It's probably the worst basketball franchise ever. When EA does the NBA game, so there's even no point of them even trying anymore.
Yeah, so that's when they actually have competition that can play it on an even.
When 2K is always better, like 2K was with the NFL license, so they had to buy it.
Yeah. At this point, I kind of, as much as I love PES is. I would love if 2K bought up the PES games from Konami, just because then they might actually get some money to add more stuff to it.
Yeah,
No, that's the only way. That's the only game making Konami's gaming division money anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
everything else is
taken away.
They should at least get some of the money back. Instead, you've made $1 million. By the way, here's a sandwich, a half-eaten packet of crisps, and 50 pence we found the back of our sofa. Go and make the next PES.
Anyway, it won't stop the fact that I will play the PES 2019 for hundreds of hours again, much like every other PES game, apart from 2008, which was wank. Then we went on to Anthem, of course, the game that has it all to prove, and it just...
It looks like Warframe had a baby with Destiny.
Yeah, so let's dive in on this one.
They should have just called it Destiny A. Like, that's all.
I was going to say, what, is that the Canadian Destiny?
Destiny, eh?
I said it on Twitter. Destiny, Anthem is EA's Destiny.
And it looks better.
It looks better, but I'm expecting it to launch with probably 10 hours of content and then wait for DLC.
I mean, you can't even do the shagging anymore. So,
right. What's the point?
Which, to be fair, is probably quite complicated in those big mech suits. So, yeah. But
life finds a way.
Life finds a way, yeah.
I'm still ruined by I just can't. The first Destiny just died on me, and I just didn't... Like, literally, any fun I was having with it died. And I just couldn't be bothered to get the second one, and I am not excited for Anthem, but I'm sure people who like Destiny might want to give it a try.
I was reading and watching some videos of interviews with the Anthem developers, and they're pretty much saying that Anthem was in development and, well, not development, pre-production, I guess you can say, before Destiny was even a thing.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that for a second.
Because Destiny had teasers in Halo ODST.
And, I mean, Jason Schreier's book, where he details both the development of Dragon Age Inquisition and Destiny, never has it mentioned that anyone's working on a game similar to that. And you'd think he'd have noticed, at that point. It's like...
Yeah, no, this is... Maybe it started off as something, and then EA was like, damn, look at Destiny. Let's do that, but better.
It's like, so yeah, we got...
I don't think they thought better at the end of that sentence.
And put 300 people's jobs on the line if they fail.
Let's do that, but add more money to it.
That was more the in-between stuff that made that the case, I suppose. So, I mean, there's not really much more to say about EA's conference. It was like every other EA conference.
Hey, you forgot to mention that FIFA 19 has an RPG story mode again.
Whoopee.
Fuck yeah. I hope we can be gangsters this time.
And I say this as a man that loves his football. Whoopee is it.
Hey, I really hope they expand the open world. I want it to be like GTA, but with FIFA branding.
It won't be. I mean, it's barely... yeah.
Why can I not have my dreams, Neil?
The footage of Battlefield 5 has me really excited for it again.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot.
I love the destruction. The destruction is finally back the way it should be.
Do you want to wait till you finish eating? And then you can carry on talking?
All I know is it has more destruction than Crackdown.
Well, yeah, because it will come out. That's the difference.
Unless you're talking about the development itself.
Sorry. My bad. I thought I'd finish eating before I decided to go up with it.
What's this in my mouth? Is this a sandwich? I'll continue talking anyway.
That wasn't a sandwich in his mouth.
And yet my zip rings up. I don't see what
the destruction looks really cool. Really stoked about the destruction coming back finally. I mean, it just looks like fun Battlefield again to me.
It looks good. No, it's set in World War II, so that puts me off.
It puts me on. I love World War II. So
it puts you on.
Puts you on.
I have a hard on for the death of millions.
No, I love setting is all. It feels more because it was a war. It feels like a war. None of this modern day shit. I don't care for that. But no. Anyways,
people who die in the normal day.
God damn it! Stop that. You know what I'm trying to say.
Dear. Sorry, we have to have some humor, otherwise it's just incredibly depressing. What
No. I was excited about what I saw, and then that excitement turned to depression when they announced Battle Royale is coming to Battlefield 5.
That actually made me more excited about Battlefield.
That's because you like crap, Ben. So
I do like crap, and I will admit that. The idea
to be. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Because Battlefield's always been known for its big, massive battles of like 64 versus 64. So it feels to me like one of the franchises that makes the movement a lot easier over to a battle royale.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's suited.
Yeah, I was just going to say the developers from DICE actually admitted that they liked PUBG so much. That's why they decided, hey, Battlefield 5 could do a battle royale, and because they enjoyed it so much, they made it work. And I agree with you, Ben. That
Chris, hold on. We played Battlefield for a long time, right? Bad Company 2.
Bad Company 2 was the best one for us.
4.
Yep.
What happened the longer we played that game and new modes came out?
People didn't buy the season pass, and you never got to play it.
No, people stopped playing the modes that we enjoyed.
Yeah,
that's right.
Problem.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen here. People are just going to jump to Battle Royale, and then Conquest is going to probably die out very slowly. Rush, if there is even a Rush going to be in this one. Modes are going to die, and you're going to be stuck playing with the same people over and over again. Because everybody's going to move on to Battle Royale.
My only problem with Battle Royale in a game set, in World War II is that there weren't 100 different sides. There's a problem for me. It's like
how about this? It's a training regime, and you're not actually killing. You're using foam bullets.
Oh no! Everyone has rolled up newspapers. That's it.
Actually, I think that would be cool if they implemented something like that, where it's. You have this massive map, and you pretty much the different teams are different territories, basically. So they're all kind of going to war with each other in the middle of this field to claim land. Like that would I would find that interesting. That'd be great. Like just a long ass battle. I don't know.
Yeah,
who knows?
I think they will have their own take on it, because I think that will be very strange to just go straight for that. Straight 100 to the death sort of thing.
Yeah.
Hell, we don't even know what type of Battle Royale game it is. It could be a little bit different than normal.
That's what I mean. That's what we're saying. It's like, with the destructible environments as well. I mean, that's...
It could be like, Fortnite's 50 versus 50.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Fortnite 33 in a third.
Good luck making that run on their engine.
What? They used to have 64 versus 64.
I get stuck running on random ground in that game. You think I'm going to be able to play that?
But Battlefield was known for its 64 versus 64 battle matches, so...
Yeah. Well, like I said, they could do it perfectly. I mean, they'd be the most suited to it more than fucking Call of Duty or whatever the hell else.
Call of Duty, it's Battle Royale of 16 players, probably.
I mean, even that's pushing it. So, it'd be hard to see it happening. Anyway, enough on EA apart from a final grade. So, should we do it out of 10 or should we do it on the academic grading?
I thought that was the academic rating.
Wait, academic with EA?
Well,
it could be an E. It could be an A. It's definitely not an A. Yeah, that's good.
We can go by the Harry Potter system and give it what's the lowest? The T for terrible, or whatever.
Or we could go with the Conan O'Brien's and give it like random things. We'd give it 9 chalks out of 20 chalkboards.
I'll give it 3 squid out of a fisherman's barrel. How about that?
I'll give it 10 apples out of a fruit salad.
Right, so we will go A to F with all the plus minuses, or ungraded if you really think it's that terrible. That's how we'll do it. Okay, so we'll go around. I will start and say it was an E show for me. It's like
E for everyone.
E for everyone. E for everyone who is awful in the games industry. Tim.
I would give it D plus, just because they kind of got my interest.
Plus to me.
I'm going to give it a D plus just because they kind of got interest in. Gave me a little bit of interest in Battlefield again.
Okay, that's fair enough. Garri.
a D.
A D. You love the D.
Only,
He does love the D.
no, only because Battlefield, like Tim, it got me interested again, and I enjoyed what I saw of Anthem. I just don't think it's gonna.
I didn't. I did. I just felt like a package.
It's not gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work very well as a games for service. It was a game as service, as they said it's going to be.
Mm.
I just don't get if you're doing a full-on story game, then why do I have to be online for it?
Well, they said that the story mode is supposed to be played online, so
Yeah, why?
because the enemies are designed for 4 players. You're gonna have a harder trouble if you play on your own.
Yeah, so it's a multiplayer only game.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
trash.
let's move on. For the sake of time and not wasting our existence on this earth talking about an EA game, Chris.
It's a D- for me. I liked Unravel 2. I liked Sea of Solitude, and if I'm curious to see if Battlefield 5 can pull off a battle royale as well as I think it is capable of. So, but other than that, yeah, nothing else really that I care about.
And we have to leave the last word to Mr. Shillabeer-Hall.
Well, I want to give it a C+, because it was kind of a cock-up in places, but I really did enjoy the anthems. I'm more excited for a Battlefield game than I have been for ages. Unravel 2 is the sequel to a really cute game, and I liked it. And Sea of Sorrows looks like a game I would play.
Sea of Solitude.
Oh, that was it.
You're thinking of Black.
Sea of Sorrows is what was happening during Slack chat.
No. I think he was getting a bit mixed up thinking of Bagdasarov.
I'm thinking of Sea of Thieves, I think.
Yeah, a mix of Garri and poor Xbox exclusives.
So yeah, I would give it a C+ for kind of a cock-up, but not completely.
So anyway, yeah, speaking of Xbox exclusives, or things that sound like they're exclusive but aren't really exclusive, there are
exclusive trailer.
Yeah, tiny bits. What trailer?
You're exclusively watching this trailer here. That's exclusive. Right?
Yeah, this podcast is exclusive to anyone who can download things off the internet. See, it worked. If I didn't mention the second bit, it's exclusive.
It is.
This podcast is exclusive for your ears.
Exclusively on Podbean and any other place that it shows up. Yes, the perfect analogy for much of Xbox's show, basically at E3. They claimed 15 exclusives. Some were timed, some were just DLC for games they've already released, and and the exclusives were pretty much sequels to franchises they've pretty much.
Man, did you see that PUBG World exclusive that's coming out in winter?
2018, 2019.
The best. So we don't care about the exclusives over there. There was stuff at that conference that was relevant to our PlayStation meeting.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yes, the greatest game series ever has returned.
Well, now, so another good news, bad news segment here. From Software finally revealed the next game, which is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. And oh boy, it looks good, but in a slight horrible bit of news, it's published by Activision, and that's a worrisome thing. Very, very worrisome.
Microtransactions.
I don't know. Hopefully they won't have a say, but
I'm not as worried. I don't think From Software is a company that would get in bed with Activision knowing their practices.
But they did.
They did. Well, no, when it came to their game, I mean.
Man, I do hope the new From Software Samurai game has a tie-in with Tony Hawk's.
I
don't think it's going to have any. I think you're going to forget that Activision even published it.
I hope so. I really do. Just because for everything Activision do, this seems very much not like their thing. And I think they just see the money that the Souls games make, and they're like, yeah, we'll get in on that. That's our easy way into single-player games. We don't have to put much money up front for it. And, yeah, they probably... Seeing as they have a good relationship with Sony, I'm guessing they had conversations with Sony about their relationship with From when it came to Bloodborne, and how that did financially, and they were like, you know what, we can make a bit of money off that. All right, yeah, why not? So you might be right, Gary. They might well leave it alone and let it do what it wants to. Doesn't stop the game looking quite cool. Yeah,
it looks so fucking good.
It looks like Tenchu had a baby issue, and then they both grew up and became Bloodborne's samurai cousin.
I love that the protagonist, his flesh is basically stripped back, and he's got this weird fucking the thing you saw in the Shadows Die Twice trailer basically is his arm, as we found out. But,
I'm super sorry. Like, it looks like when they were showing the combat, I was sitting here thinking, it's like, it kind of looks like Souls.
It does,
but it also feels, or it looks to me like I guess not broken because it wasn't the main aspect of the game, but like how you would fight in Tenchu too.
Yeah, it was more agile. Well,
there was a Bloodborne element to it, like how it was you were supposed to dodge in Bloodborne. It seems like there will be a lot of that in this one as well.
Fun.
It's like, it looks like they really liked what they saw done with Neo, and totally went, hey, we could do a game that's like better than Neo because we're the Souls guys anyways, and this is their shot at that.
Yeah,
I think I see a lot. I see some resemblance there too. So
I've seen some negativity from people saying, "Well, why would they go the same direction as Neo?" It's like probably because they were making it first. It's like in fairness, they were probably well on it. As good as I hear Neo is, even from Garri, I don't think it's the same kind of good, as a Souls game can be, or a From Software game can be.
I'm hoping that they've taken the best elements of what they've done with everything and are putting it forth in this one. It's one now that I'm really looking forward to this one because I want to see if they've exceeded their Dark Souls. Like Garri had said before, if they make another game like Dark Souls, they'll have proven that they can't do anything. That's what you said, right, Garri?
I said they can't leave their comfort zone. They're afraid to leave their comfort zone.
And this, it's still a little bit in their comfort zone, like in the fact that I think it was about 20 seconds of the trailer, we're like, yeah, this is a From Software game. Because you could tell, it's just the look of it. It is very From Software.
Yeah.
It fooled us temporarily with looking slightly like it was Tomb Raider, but it was very obvious. But yeah, other than that, it was a very new take on what they do. It's definitely more, it's definitely a quicker looking game, a more agile looking game.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
This is great because now we're getting 2 games set in a samurai setting, Ghost of Tsushima and this.
Until we hear about Nero 2.
No. And then the one company we wanted a game set in Japan, feudal Japan, isn't doing it, and that's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's probably
that'll be next year's Assassin's Creed. I'm calling it now.
Because they said nobody wants to play in that time period.
I'm calling it now. Next year's Assassin's Creed will be in feudal Japan.
Well, yeah, the next one will be after this one. The next one.
When they see how popular it is, finally?
Oh, I reckon
I reckon it would have been something they've been working on. I think next year. The reason it would have been this year if it wasn't for Origins being delayed.
Sure, that's it. I think
because this game would have been last year, and then the feudal Japan game would have been this year.
Right. So, moving on to the next game, Fallout 76. We actually got a trailer for that. Seeing a bit more, 4 times bigger than Fallout 4. Definitely set in best.
Glitchier.
Hey, no guarantees yet.
We can only hope.
We can only hope.
We can only hope it's 4 times glitchier.
I'm already looking forward to it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love it.
The entire trailer because I was trying to find it on YouTube.
All I know is I enjoyed the trailer and I'm looking forward to the game.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for this. Sorry, it's
if it does come up as a co-op online game, then yeah, that's fucking mine.
Did they show it as a co-op type game in that trailer?
No, they didn't show it in that, but the whole rumors were that it's a survival online game.
I think this is why Fallout Shelter is coming to PS4 as well, because I think there'll be some sort of tie-in element between the two.
As I said, I expect the Fallout Shelter to be a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, or I think it might have something to do with like a management aspect.
Oh yeah.
Like you could play Fallout Shelter on your PS4 and connect to your mobile version and take your settlements on the go, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then import the settlement into Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Or at least resources.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be alarm bells for a lot of people who hated that side of Fallout 4, of course. Yeah, I was kind of happy with it, regardless. Nice trailer. Still used country roads.
But yeah, I'm surprised that it's a full-fledged game.
Well, it's using a lot, much like New Vegas used a lot of Fallout 3's assets. It's the same thing again.
It'll be using Fallout.
Yeah, but the fact that it's being done by Bethesda and not being outsourced is big.
I mean, the interesting thing to come out of it is chronologically the first Fallout game. It's set before any of the other ones, so that will be very interesting to see a very early take on the Wasteland. So
that's why I still believe it'll be the survival thing, just because of the way they were talking about the Wasteland being changed and stuff. I expected you to like build bases and make settlements and stuff like that with your friends.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. Any more words on the old Fallout?
I'm
excited for it. Yeah.
That's it. Good. Excited for it, which is a highly positive thing to say. I'm sure we may say it again tomorrow.
Me, because I hate Bethesda normally.
Yeah, when we do the next podcast, we'll probably say the same thing again when we see more of it later. Then we had the new game in the Life is Strange universe, which me and JP both made the mistake of thinking it was Life is Strange 2 before having to correct ourselves cursingly afterwards. But set in the same universe, very different stories, centered more on childhood and imagination. It's the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit, which, I'm very much in for this.
I'm not looking forward to the dark twist that happens.
What's the dark twist?
I expect something to happen that's really dark and
I think it's mainly like a kid basically escaping his bad home life or
we'll find out something that's happened to him that has pushed him to be more into his imagination than real life.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean,
Pastor Dave.
What's that?
I said Pastor Dave.
No, I can see something like. I can see something like his parents being divorced. Because you never saw the mum, did you?
No, they were arguing about the parents and arguing and all that nonsense. Yeah. So,
I can see the parents getting divorced causing the kid to get pushed into his own imagination instead of.
To me, it's mad that the developer Remember Me had 2 big reveals this E3 week already. You know, it's like, and neither of them are Life is Strange 2. You know, which I still wonder if that's actually.
I'm going to say no.
I think this may be it.
Yeah, I think this is their Life is Strange 2. Yeah. I really do, because there's no point revealing this with a Life is Strange 2, especially as they're both set in the same universe.
Yeah. So.
And there's not much you can do
I hope
with.
They're not...
Go on, Garri.
No, I was going to say, I hope they're not stretching themselves too thin, working on 2 different games now.
I think they got 2 teams now. I guess.
Did they get that big that they can get 2 teams now?
Well, they've made Vampire, and now they're still doing these things. So.
You got to remember, this will be word. We got a release date, but
Vampire.
Oh fuck! I can't say that word now. Episodic.
Episodic.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, if this is episodic like that, then yes, it will be easier to manage in that regard. And Twin Mirror is its own thing. I assume the team that did Vampire are the ones doing Twin Mirror, and the other team are doing these sort of things. But we'll see.
They'll probably be allowed to reuse assets from Life is Strange.
Well, they have a very paintbrush style to a lot of their stuff, you know. So it could work. It could work. I mean, the jank definitely shows so far with all their games. So they aren't going for perfection, but they're concentrating on what they want the game to do itself rather than how it looks. I think, which is even back in Life is Strange, that if you were going to take anything away from it, it was that the lip syncing was worse than Britney Spears, and it just went to hell on a lot of technical terms. But the art style covered a lot.
Just make you say "baby" one more time.
Hit me. Anyway, next on we had Metro Exodus. Got a release date.
Good, I can have a nap.
So now we have 3 games fighting for the death on February 22nd, 2018. We have Days Gone, we have Metro Exodus, and what's the third one? I'm trying to think what it was. Anthem. Throw your hands up and all that.
Metro Exodus is looking like the one for. If I had to pick one on that day so far, Metro Exodus has beat out Days Gone for me, just because I fucking love the Metro series. I'm super excited for this one.
I think in terms of advertising, this is the one that will bomb of the 3, just because of what it is. I think Anthem is going to have the PR. I agree with you. And Days Gone is a Sony exclusive, so yeah, unless it gets terrible scores, of course, But I think Metro could be the one left behind. We shall see. It looks
at least we're getting a third one. At least we are getting a third one, so that's done well enough for itself.
Exactly. I think that at this point it's nice. It'll do well enough. I think people have, word of mouth over the last few years, got used to the Metro series and got to love it. And it comes from great books as well, which is unheard of in video game terms. And I think that's why it succeeds as a video game series, is because it has that great source material.
Yeah.
Like the Division.
Like the Division. I couldn't keep it straight. Oh, dear. The Division. Yeah. Writing so good that even the TeamSpeak is written in the same way. Fucking hell. Any other words on Metro before we go and rip the piss out of that game?
It's a game.
It's a game.
Oh, it looks fantastic. Like I like the fact that they've gone away from a lot of the things that I guess bugged people with the last 2 games. Like bullets are no longer used as currency anymore.
Yeah.
They're really refining, and you can see the big refinements they made. They finally, I guess, figured out how to use the engine. I don't know what it is, but it just looks like the game that they've always wanted to make.
I suppose
the first 2 just like them getting into the groove of it.
It definitely looks even prettier than the previous, and I loved the look of the previous 2. And that's another thing that just it looks so good. Like detailed. I don't know. I've always loved what they've tried to do with their environment, and they're stepping up their game, it feels, in this one. So yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Any more words on the old Metro?
I'll skip it.
Nope.
You're going to skip it, are you?
I'm gonna Garri it.
What does that mean?
Well, that's when we replaced Hit It or Quit It with Bennett or Garri It, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Talking of which, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition was announced. I can't say any more than that because I haven't got a fucking clue what it is.
I don't either.
You guys who do know about it, please say what you think.
Go ahead.
I haven't played it yet, Gary. It's all on you. I have not played.
Don't look at me. That was an Xbox 360 exclusive. So.
Oh, I thought you've played like all of the Tales games.
I couldn't play something that was on a shitty console.
Wow.
All right. Well.
Oh, thanks for wasting my segue. I'm completely.
Hey, Tim's played it. Tim.
I actually haven't played it. I've watched my cousin play it. I've done a lot. I've done a lot with this game. I followed it a long time. I watched my cousin play like a ton of it, like almost the vast majority. I don't know how it ends, which is why I'm super excited. Like I can actually go through it on my own and see the ending.
Wait, let me rephrase. The game did come out on the PS3, but only in Japan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've even thought about. There was a point where I was thinking about importing it because they had been doing line-by-line translations, and then I realized that I'd have to have the computer on right next to my console, and
just guess the whole game, you'd be fine.
It's definitely the one that a lot of people consider to be the best. But like I can't say the problem to me right now is the combat system doesn't look like it's aged well enough for this for the way the Tales franchise has gone.
Again, for Microsoft's conference, it felt very token to be there. It's like, oh, we need more Japanese games. Here, this one will do. And that was it, really.
Guys, sorry, I'm going to stop you guys here.
Oh, go on.
It looks like there's some hidden information in the Cyberpunk trailer. You know when it had all that red text that popped up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it them being racist?
No, that would have been interesting.
What the hell?
But no, they actually announced some details. They actually announced some details about the game in that trailer.
Oh.
It says, how big? Seriously big. To be honest, we have no bloody clue at starting to talk about pre-orders, only asking you. 3 DLCs, expansions, DRM. Expect nothing less. Microtransactions. In a single-player role-playing game? Are you nuts? Once again, thank you for your patience. If you have a minute, do visit. Seriously.
There we go.
So microtransactions are confirmed to not be in the game. DLC probably... Free DLC probably confirmed, I'm guessing. So...
Good job, CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, everyone will enjoy those extra hair dynamics or customizations.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I still hate that people promote Witcher 3 as like, look at all this amazing free DLC that, to me, all felt like content they just cut from the game and released later.
But, in a universe where everyone is swimming in shit, they did at least try and chlorinate the pool.
With content they finished already and released later.
But it was free. Didn't cost anything. Yeah. Way being spiteful.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels like if it's already free... Yeah, if it's already finished, then they didn't have to wait.
They didn't... In fairness, it's not their fault that that's the way the industry falls, because it's just because the rest of the industry does it so badly in ways that... Well, not the rest of the industry, because that's unfair. There are other companies and game developers out there who do a lot of
good
stuff.
Sony Santa Monica, where you get loads of free updates for God of War.
Fucking Hitman, IO Interactive, loads of free stuff. Even Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto Online have done so much free stuff. Sure, they are making more money than anyone else, but they're still doing free stuff. Right. Anyway,
the fans happy.
Yeah, that's it, and they'll keep buying your game and keeping you in the top 10 every week, 5-6 years after your game releases. Well, only massively weird.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. No, good segue. That isn't a segue. It's fine. It worked. Sure. Shadow of the Tomb Raider had a new trailer that I honestly didn't see much of, and I haven't played the last one, so it's still just I'm very much disconnected.
All I know is that the game will not have her guns in it, therefore I'm not buying it.
How's she going to murder people relentlessly?
She has a bow and arrow.
It's not enough.
She's really good with her bow and arrow.
How can you not have how come you Tomb Raider game A without her cute little short shorts and B without her 2 twin pistols? It's just not the same to me.
Yeah, but that's also like saying, why doesn't she eradicate all endangered wildlife? It doesn't have to be part of the problematic Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's it could be a new, fresh direction, like it had been. That's fine. But that new
the guns and the short shorts and the little crop top.
There is gonna be a hell from feminists coming down on you, Ben. That I don't know if you're prepared for.
Oh, I'm prepared
for saying that. That's just it's not empowering to women to only want short shorts and dual pistols.
Yeah, at least on weekends.
So I'm laughing because the shit was going on like while it was shown.
Fine, can I? I'll compromise. I'll get rid of the short shorts, but I want my dual wielding pistols.
I'll agree with that.
The short shorts were just a bonus. The pistols were the main thing.
I don't really think you continue to tell the story of conflict in her, where she's like, I don't like the idea of killing. It's really horrible. I'm so moody and dark. Now I'm going to fuck people up with dual pistols and do backflips. It's like, yeah, it's no.
It still makes more sense than the original Tomb Raider reboot. Where, I've never killed anyone. I'm so sad I've killed this person. Oh, let me go in a murder spree now. Yeah,
but that's like adding new levels of absurdity to the weird narrative that they got going on.
Hey,
Anyway.
it worked for Manhunt too.
Yeah, but that's Manhunt. Manhunt 2. Manhunt 2 is like the biggest missed shot in history. It's just, it's like it takes the message of the first game, which is like people getting enforced into violence is terrible. Look at this. Look how people get forced into violence and what they have to do in order to save people they love. The second game is like, yeah, you're a bit crazy and you kill people. It
worked for me.
Yeah,
I'll buy that.
That's a stigma. Then it's like you're people. It's fine. You go do what you want. It's like violence for the sake of violence, and I love violence. Believe me, in any medium. But yeah, it has to have some kind of point, even if it is a stupid one.
I feel like I've opened up an old wound on you, Neil.
Manhunt 2. Like Jack 2, like Devil May Cry 2, is one of the most disappointing sequels in the existence of a sequel, I have to say. But we'll get there one day. Just... yeah.
Well, speaking of Devil May Cry, we should probably jump to the new...
Why? Yes! And it's even next on my list, which is beautiful, Chris. Well done.
Perfect.
Thank you, Chris. You
You
best
said-
game of the show.
I almost had a carrier bag ready to suffocate with at that point.
I was about to do the same reason for a different thing.
the same reason for a different thing.
Ben hasn't been drinking. So yeah, Devil May Cry 5 is coming. Again, another good news, bad news. That's coming. Bad news. Nero's in it. And yeah, but the good news again, he's probably not the only person who plays.
There's worse news too, man. It's not done by Nick Theory.
That's good news.
Well, we'll get there.
That's the worst news.
That's the best news.
No.
So yeah, the trailer for me was weird because they were going for a very DMC vibe, but using the characters from Devil May Cry 4. And it's like, what is this? And there was a tiny bit of it that reminded me of the horrible, cringy humour of Dead Rising 4. And that worried me slightly because that is Capcom's biggest misstep in recent years is Dead Rising 4. I hope it's not Dead Rising 4. As much as I'm indifferent to this game.
I actually have to agree with you. I was I was watching it and I couldn't figure out what it was that was bothering me about the trailer. Whether it was the I guess animations, again the setting, felt like the combat looked a little slow compared to other Devil May Cries. I just couldn't figure out what it was, and I still can't. Like I watched it a second time, and something just seems off about it to me. I don't know what it is.
Maybe they have some new artists. Well, I'm sure they have to. They've got a new team of artists and everybody basically making a brand new game. I'm sure they have some people from the old, aside from I forget his name. He was up there with the other guy from Capcom.
The original director, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure some of the old DMC team is on it, but maybe a different art style. Maybe it's a different team. That's why it seems weird to you.
No, I think you know what. I think it's just the theme of it. Like they showed this super violent, dark world, but they made so much light of it. Like, go watch it. There's so much blood and gore and all the serious themes going on in the trailer, but he's cracking jokes at every scene.
Well, that's Devil May Cry.
But Devil May Cry was never this dark.
It's like I said, it seems like they've taken bits of what Ninja Theories take and sort of shoved it into what they do, and it doesn't feel like a natural fit because you're having a very Western take next to the Eastern take, and sometimes the peanut butter mixes with the jam, but this time, nah, it feels a bit off. It feels more like peanut butter and shit, and that I don't really care for. Strangely.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought everybody liked it as much as at least in our crew here. I thought at least everybody liked it as much as I did.
Like right now, and like the environment, I don't know. Like to me, the setting just doesn't feel the mood of the game. To me,
We'll find out once we've seen more areas.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to this crossover then, because that makes it more interesting for me if they're at least. I want to see what they do with this now, because bringing it back like that, and it is what you guys are saying that you're seeing. I'm looking forward to this mashup and seeing what they do with it.
You see, after Devil May Cry 2, the worst sequel in the world ever, Devil May Cry 4 is the other worst sequel in the world ever. So, yeah, I'm not.
So they're due for another worst sequel ever.
Well, no, because they just made Devil May Cry by Ninja Theory, so they're due for the best game ever.
Well, no, that was the good game. So this, there's my concern. Plus, they're using the characters from Devil May Cry 4, the other really bad Devil May Cry game.
Hey, Nero was pretty cool.
Nero was not cool.
I liked Nero.
I did.
It was like they kicked him out of Kingdom Hearts. Come on, he's just wrong.
Gary, do you want to know what's wrong?
What is it?
It's the fact that it looks like it's going to play like Resident Evil 6 did. all the mistakes that Resident Evil made with 5 and 6 are going to be in this type of game. And then it's also uncanny how Nero now looks like DMC's Dante.
Yeah, and a little bit
exactly
like
him. I thought it was him.
It's not just that; he also looks like the guy from Scalebound, which is
They shared some resources.
I wasn't given what conference it turned up on, I suppose, but
I feel like this game is going to be the epitome of mediocrity.
I will give it a 10 out of 10.
We're not doing ratings.
Come on, you guys. For me, for my sake, I'm asking a favor of you all. Do something. Approach this with open hearts and open minds, and just try to enjoy it and for what it is, instead of just pooping all over it.
I'm enjoying it.
All right.
I'm not judging the game. I'm just saying how I felt about the trailer.
Chris,
I'm saying you like it.
Chris, I'll say this, Chris. Devil May Cry, original Devil May Cry, is one of my favourite games ever. Absolutely
I know.
love it. I absolutely love it. Everything since then has been a huge disappointment until DMC, which was like a breath of fresh air, and the boss fights were the best in the series, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. So be confident that maybe they'll some of that will come back. That's all I'm saying.
Look what happened. They looked at it, and they said, "Didn't sell enough. Fuck that then." And now that developer is off doing games for the company that don't make any fucking games. And it's like, so I don't know what to think. Is it Capcom being old Capcom, or Capcom being new and fresh Capcom?
Is Capcom being old Capcom? I think it's old Capcom.
All I know is with that girl, it's more like Capcom.
My only hope is, in a sense, that it is a Japanese director, Japanese team doing it. That's great, because
if the original guy's involved, then there's hope.
Well, not all the original guys,
Well, no, but some.
Not like two of the most important original guys, if we're honest, as well, who also happened to leave when the series got shit, funnily enough, last time. So
all I can say is I'm the one that will be able to edit this so I can make it sound like Devil May Cry is the best game ever.
Thank you, Ben. I have full faith in you.
Okay.
And this is how presidencies get rigged.
Every character in that trailer was the most stereotypical character you can possibly find. Like, I'm sorry.
Sorry, did you
I'm
not watch
offended.
You should be offended that they did that.
Now, don't make me lift up my cup of tea and eat these crumpets.
But hey, I guess that's what the fans want.
Do not eat crumpet on my watch, Sunshine. I am hankering for the crump.
Sorry, that game was on my radar when it was rumored, and now that it's official, it's not on my radar right now.
If it hadn't come with the news that Ninja Theory had fucked off to Microsoft, then the two things combined didn't help, I think. But hey ho. Smaller news: Black Desert. That happened. I don't really care much to say much more about that.
Is there any PS4 announcement, or is it only?
They said it's first on Xbox.
It's timed exclusive only.
It's timed exclusive.
Yeah,
like 5 minutes or
6 months.
I'm thinking 6 months.
God damn it! That game's already getting irrelevant. What the fuck are they thinking?
It's because they don't want to compete against Final Fantasy 14, obviously.
Yep.
Microsoft is really bad at competing with anybody.
What was it? A skating game?
That we all thought was Skateball, and then we cried a little bit.
because it was
Yeah.
A little bit. Some people cry
Okay.
a lot.
What's the deal with Skate 4? Why is this a
I
big
don't
deal?
know.
Because
Jesus,
Skate
wait,
3 is the best skating game that was ever
Well,
made.
yeah, I mean, it's probably because it was the last decent skating game made, was the Skate series. But come on, it came from that generation that produced Dead Space and Mass Effect. So,
And also
Okay.
PewDiePie played it.
I mean, that pretty much seals its death, surely.
No, I mean,
Topspin was the last good tennis game, and I've had 2 shitty games. I'm not shitting my pants.
And plus, what made the rumors come kind of more a thing was because the Skate 3 servers were offline. And then this last week or so, they've gone actually online randomly again.
Yeah, but anyway, Session looks okay.
Yeah.
Can't say much more of it.
I think the skating scene is so far dead that no company even wants to touch it at this point.
Hopefully Sessions does well so that we can see Tony Hawk's come back in all its glory.
But
Right.
why?
Hooray!
Like, hold on. I just want to know. Explain to me, how would you make a better skating game? Like, what can you possibly do?
Add
VR.
Real VR, really?
Oh my
Something-
god, no, Puke Fest.
add more physics.
Like,
Hey.
I'm looking at it as like you've done enough skateboarding games where there's nothing else you can add to it to make it any different than the last one.
Sure.
Like,
Make it
there
prettier.
isn't.
Oh my god. Just remaster the old ones then.
I just don't get the skateboarding thing. I enjoyed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater back on the PS1, but that
Yep.
was the last time I enjoyed a skateboarding game. That's it.
You didn't hang on. You didn't like one of the best games of all time, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, rated as high as The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is the greatest
Whoever
game
gave
ever
that
made.
game those scores should be shoved in
I'm sorry, Gary.
acid of bile.
The
Critics
common
can't
consensus is, yeah, critics can't lie. You are wrong. I'm sorry. It just happens.
You gotta remember, we all had a hive mind back in the 90s.
And yet somehow that game never appears in the top 50 best PlayStation 2 games of all time.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter. It's because it's so good that
It's
just
cemented.
being in the list would shame all the other games. So it is very
It
nice.
doesn't matter. They gave a game like a 9.7 and they don't even include it on their own lists.
And
Yeah.
you're getting the wrong generation. That was PS1.
Oh my god. I just don't get the skateboarding thing. I don't understand why
think-
people want a new game. I think skateboarding is shit, to be honest. Like,
I think
just
you
don't
guys
get
are
why people
forgetting
love it so much.
The actual
Gary,
excellence of skating.
you wound me so deeply.
I've never seen you even look at a skateboard, Chris. Don't even start with me.
Wow, dude, you clearly do not know as much about me as I thought you did.
All I know is I hope Avril Lavigne does the soundtrack and all the songs are just Skater Boy over and over again.
Oh, man.
You know
I mean,
Nickelback.
good-
would
my
make a
my,
good
for the
my
company.
teenage years weep.
No, good for the company making this skateboarding game because they have the market all to themselves to prove to everybody else why you shouldn't make a skateboarding game anymore.
Or it will
Because
sell
it's
really
not gonna
well.
sell. It's gonna sell shit.
I'm going to buy a copy.
It's gonna go so far beyond the radar that you won't even notice it.
It's going to be
You
in
won't
the
know when
10
it's
in
gonna come
England.
out.
I'm going to tell you that now. It's going to
I
be
really
in the
feel
top
like
10
you guys
in
are
England.
missing out on the. I
I
really feel like you
fucking-
guys are missing out on the pinnacle of skateboarding. It was that really shitty pinned-in Metal Gear Solid one from Substance,
I love that
where you
one.
got to skate around the big shell. Pile of shit. That was the best. That was, the
That
best
was really
game.
good, actually. I spent more time playing that than I did Metal Gear, the actual main game.
Do you know that actually got made into an actual skating game as well? Skate or was it? Oh, what was
Skate
it?
or Die.
Was it
Yeah,
Skate or Die?
guy.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Old NES, old arcade. Yep. Oh yeah. Played the shit out of that game.
I have to look now. Sorry.
All I know is I hope that they remake Metal Gear Skateboard, but have that fat guy, I can't remember his name, Fat Man or whatever it was.
Batman.
Batman on a roller skates.
Yeah, I mean,
Evolution. Sorry, Evolution Skateboarding. That's what it was.
Ah.
I would laugh and grow fat.
I love skateboarding and
I'm
I love
so
the
done with
skateboarding
skateboarding.
games.
Yeah,
I always
like, everybody got into BMXing too, and what happened there?
yeah, we got the greatest game ever, BMX XX.
Yep.
Okay.
Well.
You
Moving
guys
on.
make me want to stab myself right now.
Let me put it this way, Gary. I love how much Rodney Mullen is an idol of mine. I fucking love Rodney Mullen. So that's just he is pretty much the greatest street skater to have ever existed.
Molly
It's not Tony Hawk.
Later.
Tim, he's just a skater boy.
Go.
That was
I don't
amazing.
want to do this anymore.
To this
Don't
point,
worry.
I'm 6 days later, boy.
You're going to get used to me taking the piss out of Basidia in a couple of hours.
Right, can you correct that guy on his fucking spelling and pronunciation of Bethesda before we get to that conference, please?
Yeah, it's not Dissidia.
No. Cloud does in no way turn up in the apocalyptic wasteland of West Virginia. I promise you.
There'll be a mod for that.
I'm tired of talking about skateboarding. Can we move on?
Yeah, so from BMX XXX to something more problematic, the world of anime. And Jump Force was announced. It includes...
It's a terrible title. Absolutely terrible title.
I'll agree with that.
It includes, I would say it's less problematic in the sense it includes the likes of Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and Death Note. But Ben's noise has just now made it very problematic. So
They had Sage of the Six Pass Naruto, Super Saiyan Goku, Final Form Frieza.
So it's a fighting game with some anime peoples, basically. What more to say?
I'm going to keep an eye on this. I fucking love it. I liked J Stars, even though it was completely broken. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this and see how the development looks.
I was super excited up until you guys brought up that fucking
J Stars.
Yeah, and then my excitement. Oh my god! For like 10 minutes,
you had fun. No, we played it for like 2 hours. And me, Gary, and our other friend Corey, and you were having fun. That all Bobobo fight, you were on the floor laughing at this. It was just 3-on-3 of Bobobo, and it was just insanity. It was absolute insanity. He was just yelling, "Puta, puta, puta, puta." We were slapping each other's mustaches. It was one of the greatest fights we've ever done. It was fantastic. So you can't tell me that you didn't enjoy that part of it. At least.
Oh my god! I enjoyed it for like 10 minutes, but the fight lasted like 45 minutes. That's all you heard.
So just to add something from earlier, guys, on that February 22nd release date, which already had Metro Exodus, Days Gone, and Anthem. Crackdown 3 is also being released on February 22nd.
Well, you say released.
Yes. So, a Sony exclusive, an Xbox exclusive, a game that, if it doesn't sell, will kill its company, and a game that doesn't give a shit. Metro Exodus, really? Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm sure someone will definitely not suffer out of that.
I'm sure there won't be a single delay.
Not one, even by a few days.
Nope, it is coming out for sure.
Right, so on to the next thing, which I want to talk about. Dying Light 2 is a thing, definite, and praise the gods. I'm so happy to see another Polish developer who likes to put out free content after the game has come out.
Dying Light content is really fucking good.
Yeah, it's good, and does a very good expansion again after the game's come out. Also, like another Polish developer.
And then they give free DLC for the expansion.
Yeah, but to be fair, Dying Light has better zombies than The Witcher, so it's clearly the winner.
I don't know, Gary's here.
I don't even know if that made sense, but I'm still laughing.
Gary and I played the shit out of some Dying Light before. We beat that whole game, I think, together, didn't we?
I did it solo because I'm hardcore.
Wait, Gary, you play games with people?
Gary plays games.
No. He plays with Chris.
Oh, I get it. That was mean.
Why am I here? Why am I even on this podcast?
Hey.
I need you, Gary. I need you here with us.
Because it helps
Mommy
your
and
own
Daddy need to be
self-esteem.
together.
What was that laugh? It was amazing.
Tim likes to collect dolls, especially the creepy ones that make weird noises when it's just him alone in the
become
house.
Possessed by
AKA
demons.
Mm-hmm.
Cthulhu's.
See that's Annabelle laughing back there.
No, this is being performed live in front of a studio audience.
So yeah, Dying Light 2. And me and Chris and Garri are very happy about that. All right, and you, all right? Come on, calm down.
Can't wait. If there's multiplayer, we need to get up on this.
Yeah,
I want to play with you guys.
I quite famously have ended up with like 5 different copies of this game because the PR was very generous. And I said the code didn't work because I thought it hadn't worked when I gave it to a friend of mine that had given out multiple codes, and then they gave me another 3 codes, and I was like, oh, okay, I only asked for 1. It's fine. But,
nice.
Yes, Techland, lovely people. Lovely people. I hate the Dead Island games by comparison, but Dying Light is just one of my favorites.
I was actually shocked that we didn't see Dead Island 2 right after Dying Light 2.
I said it last week. I said it last week, didn't I? I said, it'll be a laugh if we see Dying Light 2 before Dead Island 2 even gets re-revealed now. And there you go.
And, yep.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Is the second one being published by Warner Brothers?
Dying Light 2?
Yeah.
I would guess, yeah.
Didn't they publish
I didn't
Dying
see
Light
their
1?
logo at all.
Maybe
They're not even pimping it out themselves. Warner Brothers isn't doing anything with that game on their Twitter.
Well, maybe they're pulling a Disney and just like, you know, they're connected but not really for like some of this other stuff that Disney releases that's more adult oriented. I don't know.
Was Dying Light published by different companies last time?
Yeah. Isn't it like the most dark company going, Warner Bros? They made Justice League.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying to make excuses for companies. I don't know.
But no, wasn't Dying Light published by different companies at different areas?
Oh man, yeah, Chris Ellison is working on it, of course, who did Planescape Torment writing and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 writing. So he's co-writing Dying Light 2.
That's going to be really, really good.
Well, because it's got very narrative-based choices and stuff. That's interesting. That's a very interesting development. I mean, because the story wasn't really a big point of the first game. Yeah. And this sounds way... I mean, have they got someone like that in to do this? Yes, please. Yes, please, all day, left and right. Yeah, I can't find anywhere that says who's actually making it with them. But
yeah,
weird. But they are like their own self-publishing company now, so
maybe they're publishing themselves.
Maybe. I mean, it would make sense in a lot of ways. So yeah, we shall see.
Maybe they just don't have a publisher yet, and they use this as a pitch for a publisher.
I wish I could be as excited for it as you guys are. I really do. Like,
don't play the stereotype.
No, I hate myself for it because I think The Walking Dead has completely killed my interest in games with zombies that have humans fighting each other.
Man. Have you
The Walking Dead game or the series itself?
Why not both?
Fair enough.
I guess the TV show, I should say.
I stopped watching it. That's the best remedy for that problem.
Yeah, and once they only talked about the humans for like the entire gameplay trailer, and then teased the zombies at the end, I was like, I don't care about any of this stuff.
I think the dynamic will be more that it'll be more human people in the daytime, and then at night, that's when the zombies come. I like that a bit more because
I like that to be honest as well because it makes the zombies feel more dangerous. By having them out and around all the time, it makes them less of a threat. They're just constantly there. By having them being at night and when you're most vulnerable, it makes it
but even in the first game, when nighttime came, you ran like hell because you got those crazy zombies chasing you.
Yeah, but now it sounds like all the zombies are like that.
Yeah, all the zombies are going to be crazy.
So then you're just not even going to play at night.
You're going to have to, clearly. They're not going to not let you. There's going to be stuff that'll be like...
as long as it's 4-player co-op, I will buy it.
That would be awesome.
That game was very much 2 different games. If you did it on your own and if you played it in a co-op group. Co-op, it was like a laugh a minute, great fun. But on your own, it was like a proper survival horror. It was really tense, especially the early hours when you're underpowered and you don't really know what the nighttime brings. Yeah, it is tense as fuck. And I will always play it like I did the first game on my own first. just because I like that side of it.
I don't know. Like, to me, it just feels like I'm tired of the human threat when there is like 20 billion zombies for you to think about, and you only see like 10 of them on the street. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm sorry.
So the second season of The Walking Dead basically is.
Hey, nothing wrong with the second season.
More like the first season of Fear the Walking Dead.
Ah.
When they're in LA and you don't see a single zombie on the street.
To be fair though, it's LA, so it's they couldn't really make it too realistic.
I'm sorry, the most jarring thing of the first season of Fear the Walking Dead is having the guy who sounds like the fucking Old Spice guy in every.
No, I'm not saying that it should be super real. I'm saying that the zombie threat, I think, should be more dangerous than the human threat.
Yeah.
And I think they need to do more to make them more threatening. You can have the running fast zombies, or you can have the slow ones. Like, I always said, like, you have the soul zombies, you can probably survive for a while, because they're soul. By the time they get to you, you can be long gone. If you add running to zombies, you're dead. That's it. There's no way you're going to survive. You're going to get tired. It's not going to get tired. Like, you give speed to a zombie, it becomes the ultimate killing machine. So, that's how I feel about it. I feel zombies have lost their threat level because everything has made a zombie world feel threatening when a human is more dangerous than they are.
Yeah, I mean, I would like there to be...
But a human is technically more dangerous.
Yeah, I would prefer there was the slow zombies still at some point, especially in the daytime. I think there probably will be. I just think they'll be less frequent because so much time has gone, and the population has already been dwindled so much. It won't be as many. I mean, realistically, you get to that point, there really shouldn't be as many zombies, or there shouldn't be as many people, one or the other. And clearly, that's the way it's going. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. Right. Next thing, briefly, Just Cause 4 is happening.
Woohoo!
It has tornadoes.
We're going back to the jungle, baby.
Yes.
Rico Ramdagos.
And I still, to this day, I really still don't know if the voice actor for Rico Rodriguez actually has that accent or not. It really doesn't sound like he does. Because it does sound like someone else.
He's been yelling in English for 3 fucking games. He probably speaks that better than his native tongue by now.
Well, you think so, but it still sounds pretty fucking terrible, let's be honest.
I give him props for keeping with the same voice actor, even though he sounds so terrible.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the knockoff Antonio Banderas they get for the Puss in Boots TV series.
Yeah.
It probably is the same actor. I guarantee you that. You go looking.
You can look it up and find out that he's actually Spanish.
I mean, if he is, wonderful, but at the same time, get a better Spanish accent, if that's the case.
Can it be voiced by Tommy Wiseau? I did not shoot her! I did not!
A few things in life I would say that would make things worse, but that he definitely would be one of them. Let's carry on because there was.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Mark. I think you're looking for on that one. Hello, Mark.
Wow.
Oh my word! Why I'm correcting you on things I don't care about? I don't know. Kingdom Hearts 3, talking of things I don't care about. It got a reveal of something also I don't care about. Frozen is definitely in the game too, so that's a wonderful thing, I'm sure. I'm half joking, half not, honestly, at this point. Feel free to talk amongst yourself about that if you care.
I have no interest in it, so somebody else go.
I'm kind of indifferent about them going more with their 3D movies now and kind of forgetting their old ones, which I guess would make sense since they spent 7 games in those worlds.
Sure.
But I don't know, like Frozen, I guess I know why it's there. It's one of their biggest cartoons, or their biggest movies at this point. But like, I'm glad Wreck-It Ralph isn't. I think that's pretty cool. But I would like. I guess I would like more. I would like more. Like, they announced the Big Hero 6 world, but we haven't seen a single thing of it. That was the first world they announced. Yeah. And we haven't seen a single scene from that world.
I mean, in a way, kind of good, because they're just showing so much.
I mean, I just feel like they could have picked more, like The Incredibles, I think would have fit better than a lot of the other ones they've announced.
True.
Could have been worse. They could have given us Cars.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's in there. I'm sure you're going to turn into a car in that.
And they'll give us 3 whole levels of it, just to show how obnoxious it is.
And it'll look worse than the Cars game that came out.
Which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Think
like
of Goofy's horn.
outside of Hercules, which we saw in this trailer, it seems like all the ones they've shown have been from their 3D cartoons this time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Such as the
I think so.
Yeah, everything has been the 3D worlds. And what's next? The next Kingdom Hearts in 25 years is going to be Kingdom Hearts 4, and they're going to throw Marvel in there, I'm assuming.
Oh, yes, please.
Live action. Live action.
Action.
I would love to play Kingdom Hearts with Marvel characters. And maybe throw in some Star Wars.
Yeah, sorry, I was preoccupied by what?
Oh my god. Gang Beats 2 is just announced.
Oh.
Yay!
What's that?
Oh yeah, Devolver must be on there, are they? Is that why?
Oh my god, you're fighting on a moving train. I'm watching a video right now.
Oh, I'm glad you're wonderfully invested in the podcast we're doing right now. It's
Sorry.
Don't worry, I'm racing chocobos off
It's
Final
on
Fantasy.
in the background. I just heard Gang Beats. So I changed.
Anyway, so last game of the discussion is Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, we got some in-engine footage of the game, and it looks rather nice. Has to be said. I really don't know what else to say beyond that.
A little bit of Fifth Element, a little bit of Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's definitely taking all those cyberpunk style things, really, isn't it? It's you can see the influences quite clearly, to be honest, at this point, which is perfectly fine because they'll definitely do their own thing with it. Clear that there's vehicles to drive in it, which, as we were saying during the conference, if they can't get horses to work properly, how the fuck are they manage cars?
Well, cars are just really horse-powered vehicles.
Yeah, and like I said, they really can't fucking do horses. So
God damn it, Ben. Oh, God damn it. That's too good. Horsepower.
I mean, it was a highlight, I suppose. At the same
It's a
time,
bit like Detroit Become Human meets
good
game.
Christ, you probably put the death knell on us right now saying that. It's like people will scream at you for mentioning Detroit in any positive light.
Really? I thought people liked it.
Have you been on that?
No.
I was kind of indifferent with the trailer. I love the music.
Sorry. Gary.
Yes.
You were indifferent.
Oh, because we didn't see gameplay footage.
Okay, just clarify.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I heard that right.
I'm super stoked for the game, but they really didn't show. Like, sure, they had him driving the car. Will you be able to drive in the game? Realistically, we don't know.
I'm going to go with
We
yes.
honestly don't know anything. We outside of the setting. And I guess they showed the main character, or they say it's going to have a character creator. So I don't even know. The trailer, to me, all it did was do what the first trailer did. Was just pique your interest in the game. Because we still don't know any information about the game.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And
to me, the trailer showed a lot of cool stuff. but how much of that cool stuff is actually going to be playable in the game?
Well, yeah, that is a good question, to be said.
It could have been an engine, sure, and it looked fantastic in engine. But to me, like, I don't know why they are holding gameplay demonstration behind closed doors.
Because it's probably not anywhere near finished.
They can show little snippets of gameplay footage here and there.
If they're going to release it in like 2020.
They're too busy trying to make sure you can turn on every light switch in the game.
Yeah,
I know. Maybe it just goes back to my problem with showing off a game that you're not ready to show off.
The problem is they've been teasing it for so long they had to show something.
Well, that's fine, but I don't know. To me, like, I'm super stoked for it, but I would have hoped small snippets of actual gameplay would have made it into that trailer.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. But again, I also think we're kind of spoiled by the fact there are so many games that come out within the space of a year of their announcement. That
unless you're an Xbox owner.
In which case, never, yes. But
that's the thing. To me, then, don't announce your game unless you're ready to show the actual game.
Or in the case of Square Enix, announce the game before you tell the director that he's working on the game. Final Fantasy VII.
Or announce the game and then turn it into something else down the line. 10 years down the line, in most cases. So, any other words on the game that is Cyberpunk?
It has some cars and some sexy cyber women and some cyber men. But not cyber people, because this is Doctor Who.
Oh,
Ben. What the hell? I fear that Ben has not cleaned his room in a while. There's some sort of mold growing in the corner that's sort of tripping out.
Possibly.
I don't think Ben has slept in 3 days. That's the thing.
That might be the other part, yeah.
Did we do Division 2?
We did not. We skipped that.
Oh, probably for good reason.
We should really stop soon, though, because we're at an hour and a half, and we've got other podcasts.
Fine, we'll talk Division 2 with Ubisoft.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It'll come up, and yeah, that's fair, I think. Same with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, stuff like that. They will come up in other things. I can give you the final results of what people thought of this very conference, actually, now, because it's just the polls just ended voting. 305 people voted in 2 hours. I said, so that was the Xbox E3 show. Impressed? Yeah, the options were yeah, nah, or shrug. 18% said nah. They weren't impressed by the Xbox conference. 25% said shrug. And 57% said, yeah, they were impressed.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, game-wise, you can say that it makes sense. It definitely did. I have to bring this up because earlier when we were talking about the Division, here's my talk about the Division 2. I put out a tweet for PSU saying the Division 2 in Washington, D.C., a great disaster has befallen the capital. Sounds familiar. And, of course, tweeted a GIF of a certain Donald Trump underneath it. And I expected at least one of the comments we got to be, you shouldn't bring politics into video games. And winning that bingo on this you are the user Konar, who says, Sai, I'm not a fan of politics into gaming personally. There's always a side you insult that way. It's very tempting to turn around and say, fuck you too, man. But we won't on Twitter. I will just say it here. You won't listen. So, Konar, fuck you too. Lefanos, he says, you must be mind-fucked. Well, guess what, Thanos? Mind-fuck you too.
But don't snap your fingers, Spanish Thanos. I mean, Spanish Thanos would be the most dangerous Thanos because, you know, the flamingo dance. Imagine all the people that have been killed while he does his flamingo dance.
I really think you're right about there being some weird mold in Ben's room, Tim. I'm concerned now. That just sealed the deal right there. Are you okay, Ben? Blink twice.
You can't see him. Anyway, so we will have another one of these tomorrow, which will be focusing on the Bethesda show, the Square Enix show, and the Ubisoft show. So we'll do that just after that, because some of us have to stay up late for that one, the Sony one straight after that. And then the day after that, we may cover the Sony / Nintendo, etc. But if not, we'll cover that at the weekend, because you'll see all the stuff on PSU.com anyway, and we like to talk more about Sony stuff because that's the site we are. Final grades, though, for a Microsoft conference before we go. Ben?
B minus.
B minus. Gary?
B.
Tim?
B minus.
You don't get that up. Tim?
C plus.
Chris?
B.
B. I will go with C plus, and that is.
Don't you mean C plus plus?
No,
It wasn't that much of a
CSS. Zaka too.
And on that bombshell, we shall leave you until tomorrow, unless you're listening to this the day after or some weird time problem has happened. Yeah, whatever. You'll know. You'll know. You see what happens on the fucking Twitter. Get on with it. Jesus. Yeah. Follow us on Pod Unchained on Twitter. Like, subscribe, rate, review on Podbean, on iTunes, on any other podcasting thing that you have. It's all helpful to getting our message out there. And our message out there, by the way, if you were ever unsure about what our message was, is that we say, fuck you, Quonar, and fuck you, Lethanos.
Please don't flamingo us to death, Thanos.
Yes. We'll do proper shout-outs when we do the proper podcast at the end of. Until then, tatty bye.